No, I think they did. There was a little bit of like, it was a little shaky at first. It was like, we don't know, like we weren't quite sure what was going to happen. But then, word came around like, oh, they're probably going to be gone, like probably, it wasn't for sure. So actually it's interesting because when we would go to games that year, we would, we would be thinking like this could be one of the last games that we would see of the Sonics, and that's like a crazy thing. Like, but it was like, I think I was kind of young at the point where I wasn't quite sure. I didn't understand like, what do you mean? Like they're just gonna be gone, So, yeah, it was a little shaky at first, and then they finally said they're gonna leave, and it was heartbreaking.
You have the Kevin Durant jersey behind you too, and that was 2008 was I think his rookie year.
Yeah, his rookie year.
Yeah, so and I mean with them leaving, his rookie year, things were looking up for the franchise.
They were looking great. I mean, yeah, he was rookie of the year that year, I'm pretty sure, and I mean, it was just, of course, he was huge. I mean, yeah, you can imagine we have I think he was picked, top 3?
He was number 2. Yeah.
Number 2. So, I mean, like, that's just huge. That completely shakes up a fan base and like, the team as a whole. And so, it was huge. I remember I got, like, the first game I went to that year, went to the team shop and got, like, a KD shirt with him, like, just the beautiful jumper on the front. And, yeah, I kind of wish I still had that shirt, but I don't know what happened to it. But, man, yeah.
Kind of to build off that, when you see the Thunder nowadays, and I mean, before Kevin Durant left and James Harden, how is it like for you as a fan to see all that success and, they go to the finals, I believe in 2011. Is that tough for you to know that that's basically your team? I mean, it's the same GM and everything, so odds are he picks the same guys no matter where the team's located. How tough is that for you? Is it tough to
it's I mean, I feel angry now just thinking about it. It's really tough. Like, I mean, yeah, it's just like when you see your team, what was your team, doing so well, like just a couple years after they leave, it's heartbreaking. You're like, wow, I could be a part of that, but you kind of have to like separate yourself from it. But it's weird because some people were supportive of OKC because they still had some guys that we saw. They had Nick Collison, they had KD, they had Reggie. I don't know, they had a few random guys. I'm not sure who. Jeff Green. So like, some people were like, rooting for them in the playoffs, but other people were just like, hated them, like anything to see him lose, trashing them at any point they possibly could, just, talking bad on them. So yeah, it was a weird mix, but for the most part, people were pissed that they weren't a part of what was going on. They were they were just angry still, even now, we're talking now, people are still angry. People want them back, so.
Now, in this whole thing, you had the previous owner, CEO of Starbucks, I believe his last name was Schultz. He owned the team, and he sold it to this group from OKC with the knowledge that they'd keep it in Seattle. So, and during the move and everything, there's a lot of fingers to be pointed at. But who do you, and like the fan base as a whole, who do you blame for this? Is it the local state government, or is it the OKC ownership group, David Stern? Give us an idea of like.
I would say the easiest person to blame, and the where most of the blame is placed is on David Stern in the league, because I'm sure there's more that plays into it. Most people, the average people, just think, the NBA took our team away, kind of thing. So we're just quick to blame the NBA, especially because I was probably 13 at the time or something around there. So we were just trashing David Stern anytime we had a chance, but there was more to it that we didn't really understand, money, stadium. Like, there was just a lot that played into it. But, yeah, I would say that it was a mix of the blame on Christine Gregoire, the governor, for not, like, allocating money to make it happen for them to be able to stay. And then a mix of, like, David Stern not standing up for Seattle, saying, like, hey, this city needs a team kind of thing, So, yeah, it's a mix, but the easiest person to blame is David Stern, so I still blame him.
It obviously sounds like you love this team. What about this team was it that you liked so much, and what was it that drew you to them?
I mean, it was Ray Allen pulling up for three, It was Rashard Lewis hitting the fadeaway in the corner. It was Vladimir Radvanovich hitting the three on the fast break. It was just just everything about it. I mean, of course, like Gary Payton and Sean Kemp were a little before